I would like to say something just to make a bridge between where we've been and where we are. In suggesting what I'm going to say, I don't want in any way to suggest that the GRLI is losing any sincerity, any authenticity, or any community spirit. But in the years leading up to the pandemic, there have been times when I think we have felt, the GRLI has felt like a very comfortable travelling companion. So well-informed, well-connected, sincere. At times we have been massively provocative and providing for years a much-needed and timely wake-up call. But one that really, in terms of the context that we've been living in, it's been one for me that's been relatively easy to ignore. I have known it, but I have not felt it, and I have not lived it in the way that I think we currently have. So for me, those days have gone. In the interim between the inception and now, the GRLI, with all the people who've been on this call, the early innovators, the people who've been travelling together for some time, all of us have been working together to hone its message, the GRLI's ways of working, our connections, our alliances, and our networks. So we together have worked on creating a sound infrastructure, which is based on espoused and practiced values, and which, regardless of ever-changing landscapes, have remained pertinent to our times, and I would suggest will continue to remain pertinent to our times. Building on firm relational foundations, the partners of the GRLI have co-created effective, transparent, action-oriented projects. We have worked with connections, we've developed our governance structures, and we have guardians and board members past and present on this call. And everyone has served as a vigilant guardian of the integrity of the GRLI. In that sense, the work on the inside, whilst never complete, requires significantly less time and attention than I would suggest it has in the past. And I have to acknowledge that John, as our executive director, has worked tirelessly to ensure this is the case, tirelessly and successfully to ensure this is the case, as has Anders, accompanying us throughout the journey in his role as Secretary General. The time feels right now for the GRLI to take the inside out, to expand the reach, the breadth and the depth of our core message of being actively engaged with global responsibility in how we live, how we learn and how we lead, at the three levels of the individual, the I, the we and the all of us. If we are to be responsible in any way, shape or form, we have the responsibility to do more. We need to strengthen and grow our impact, not grow the GRLI for growth's sake, but strengthen the impact. And by our, I mean us. I mean those of us on this call, the wider partnership, our associates, both individual and organisational, for we are the GRLI. We're supported and held by the core team, ably supported in the amplification of our work by Claire Summer, and in our financial business by the finance team at EFMD. We're incredibly fortunate to be guided by the guardians, the board and its subcommittees, audit and governance, our advisors and our strategic partners, AACSB and EFMD, to all of you on the call who hold those roles in whatever shape or form you're connected to the GRLI, I send my heartfelt thanks to you. For those of you familiar with the way the GRLI works, you'll know that the partners are consulted at every opportunity, but especially when we have any recommendations or changes we need to make or are wanting to make to our engagement model moving forward. Now, in a moment, I'm going to hand over to John, who will share with you our thoughts about the next phase for the GRLI. But I would also like to end with a quote from Rebecca Solnit, who at the moment is I am reading and holding close to my heart in her book, Hope in the Dark. She suggests that what we need to build is a contagion of boldness in terms of global responsibility And we, the GRLI, we are suggesting we want to do it now. We must do it now, for when in the world has there ever been a more appropriate and relevant and critical time?